Hi guys, I'm going to be doing a hot glue sueding. This is my EID Kamau. Um, Here's his new tattoo. I just finished that tonight. But anyways, I'm going to be hot glue sueding him. He's already had it once, but I'm going to kind of go over it and do it again. It's been about almost 3 years, so I am going to be doing it again. So you can see that I've cleaned out most of the old glue, but I'm going to be putting it in. On the EIDs, you want to be careful. You don't want to put anything in there on those dots. Oh, I almost forgot. I want to start my timer for my phone. Okay, so what I do, this is a low temp hot glue gun. Do not use high temp. It will burn you. But I just put a little bit in there, and I smear it. And then I let that dry, and you can just use your nails to scrape off the extra. It doesn't need a lot, it just needs to be thin. And you need to use your finger to kind of smear it thin. Then you have some on your finger like this. It's like, oops. It's a hot glue tabby on your finger. It just peels right off. It really doesn't hurt. It stings a little the first couple of times you do it, but then you get over it. Okay, so that's one leg done. As you can see, I've completely dismembered him here, for lack of a better word. And then I'm putting it on both sides of these holes because the holes actually help hold his leg into place. Now these I don't actually need to suede because these are the outie pieces. You're only sueding the internal sockets. So these I will just put over here for right now. Like his wrist joint here, that really does help depose him. And then I just smear in a circle, smear in a circle. And I've got little yucky stickies on me. I just let them dry. They do burn a little bit, I'm not gonna lie, but don't let that stop you from doing this sueding. It really does hold up beautifully, and you only have to do it so many times. Like pliver, you end up have to redo it constantly because it wears out so bad. I'm just peeling this off of. It's just hot glue. It looks like skin, but it's hot glue. There. Now, if you look in there, I've got a nice little layer. You don't want any of the hot glue to be showing. So that the hot glue, when it dries, creates a rubbery traction for the dolls. Now, when you're sueding, be careful of what you're sueding. You don't want hot glue to end up in areas where it's not supposed to be. Like in here, I don't want it in that internal hole. I actually just want it along that little internal ridge right there. So I'll put some down and go around, and then smear and suede. There we go. Put that down. Same thing again. Little ridge and around. My cat is playing with my... There we go. Now let this dry. Actually, I'm almost done here. I don't have a lot. He doesn't have a lot of joints that need to be sueded. Okay. Then I will do this so you can see where I've removed a lot of the glue. Because I'm doing it again, I didn't worry about it quite so much. Ross, stop! My cat is trying to get into my supply box. See, it's all hot gluey fingertips. After you've done this as many times as I have, you really don't feel the sting anymore of this hot glue. You do have to keep cleaning your fingertips in between each one, because you don't want that old hot glue that's on your fingers to mess up what you're doing inside. And then just clean up the edges. Again, I'm avoiding the areas that, ouch. If it starts to burn too much, just smear it around honestly on your fingers. If you smear it around quick, it dries quick and it doesn't burn as bad. You do spend half the time taking this stuff off of your fingers. This is the arm I did a second ago. I'm just taking some of the excess glue off. Don't be afraid of the hot glue. It won't hurt you that bad. So a lot of people are like, it'll burn me. Don't worry about it. You'll be okay. And then this is right along the edge. The little stringies, the flyaway stringies, like to go everywhere. Don't worry about that till after. They're a lot easier to maintain when you're done, because then they're dry. On his torso, and I left the old hot glue sueding on his back, but he needs some in the front. And I smear that. Just creates a thin, rubbery traction that works really well on the dolls. I'm putting a little more in here. The other arm doesn't have any. I somehow managed to miss that one when I hot glue sueded him the last time. I hot glue sueded him when I first got him. So, sorry, you do spend a lot of time getting the stuff off, as I said. Okay. Now this you gotta work quick, because once it dries, it's done. Sometimes it'll dry into its when you glob it in, it's hard to explain. When you glob the glue into the joint like that, and then you don't smear it, it's gonna leave like a bumpy surface. It's not gonna be thin and allow the joint to move freely. So you want to make sure you smear it very, very thin. This just allows the socket to have a rubbery friction in between it so that the poses are held better. I will be posting a tutorial on restringing, and at the end of that you'll actually get to see how he stands with the new stringing, and it will also include a little bit of string tightening. Just go in and clean out the little extra glue pieces and stuff. You want it, like I said, to be smooth. If you see any high raised areas, just scratch them out. Sometimes you'll pull the whole glue out and then you'll have to do it again, but that's fine. It's better to have it that way than to have it come out early before you're ready for it to. See, there's a little. Looks like my hot glue sueding, see, came right out. That one's because I didn't smear it in there fast enough. I waited, but I'm going to do it again. There. There we go. See? And I got all kinds of webbies on my hands. Okay. Don't put on On the EIDs, don't cover your little knobs and your little holes because those help with posing. This is just to help create some traction. Okay. And I'm about to do the feet. On his feet, I'm actually just going to put a little bit down inside. And then I smear it around inside. And then get rid of the little bubbly pieces. The difference in these dolls once you've got the hot glue sueding in them is absolutely amazing. Like I've had dolls that can stand on their heads. I'm not kidding about that. I have photos to prove it. And the last one. And then again, I'll be picking out all the little extra pieces of those feet. You may not see me doing it, but I will be doing that. My alarm might be going off here any second now. Yep, I've got 2 minutes left. Okay. That is about it. I have one little wrist joint to do here. There we go. There we go. And I'm all hot glue covered here. Right there, it just peels off. There we go. Your fingertips will feel funny for a little bit afterwards, but it goes away in like a day. You don't even notice it. And then I just kind of clean up. Make sure that there's no hot glue externally. It does not hurt the resin. You'll be perfectly safe using your nails to just kind of scratch it off. Trust me, I've been doing this for a while. I've hot glue sueded so many dolls that I can't count how many. There's one. And if you can see any hot glue sueding, like when you put your doll back together, if you can see any of the hot glue, then that hot glue really shouldn't be there. So just go in and scratch that piece out. And the last one, you can see the little areas I'm just kind of taking care of. There we go. He is hot glue sueded. So that is how you hot glue suede a doll. And my next tutorial will be on how to restring the doll. Okay, thanks.